What Mikel Arteta has managed to do with this Arsenal team in these two games against Real Madrid will go down in Arsenal history. It's something we've never seen before. Arsenal absolutely dismantling the kings of the Champions League. I mean, look, we beat them 5-1 on aggregate, and to be fair, the goal that they scored was a charity goal. Saliba slept for a minute and Vinny got a little cheap snap, but that could have easily been 6-0 more. If Bukayo Saka put away his penalty, if we took away our chances in the first leg, this could have been really embarrassing for Real Madrid. Let's start a few days before the game, yeah? With all the PR, the social media posts from Real Madrid, from these little, Real Madrid sources. I mean, we saw Real Madrid post themselves of them using ChatGPT to say that the Bernabeu was a very long 90 minutes trying to intimidate Arsenal. We've seen all the players, Vinny, Mbappe, Rodrigo, Bellingham, all talking about remontada and how Wednesday night, 9 p.m. is going to be the day that football changes, that they're going to step up and pull up one of the craziest comebacks of all time. Yeah, that didn't happen, man. I mean, I was seeing some really funny ones. Dani Ceballos and Tchouaméni are fit and are confident to get the comeback done against Arsenal. Stuff like that, it's just like, come on, bro. I mean, I get it. Real Madrid were trying to make the game emotional. They're trying to make Arsenal be emotional for the game so that they can tee themselves up for a nice emotional comeback, yeah? That just didn't happen. The mentality of the players that we have right now is different. It's not the Arsenal of last year. It's not the Arsenal of 2 seasons ago. This team has a different level of mentality. To be playing with no striker, our backup centre-back, against one of the deadliest teams in the world, the deadliest attack in the world, is genuinely mind-blowing. It's a miracle. It's a masterpiece from Mikel Arteta and the players. I mean, look, Kiwior stepping in for Gabriel. I personally thought we were going to get absolutely demolished. Mbappe was going to have a field day against Kiwior. Kiwior was better than Saliba in my opinion over the 2 legs. He was genuinely unreal. He deserves the biggest apology of any Arsenal player. Let's talk about the moments of the game because there were quite a few moments to talk about. Let's start with the penalty incident for Arsenal. It was so random. Arsenal have a corner, it gets whipped in, and I think it's Mikel Merino that gets taken out. You could argue it is a little bit soft, but then again, VAR pulled the referee 2 minutes later after the incident even happened. I forgot it even happened. They put us back to a corner that happened 2 minutes ago and said, hey, maybe you should look at this foul. And when you give the referee the option, the choice, he's going to give it a penalty. And I was advocating for it to be a penalty. We get the penalty. And in my head, I'm thinking, Arsenal can go 4-0 up inside the first half, right? If it's 4-0, if we score this penalty, the tie is done. It's dead. That's until Bukayo Saka decided to take the funkiest, most unique, honestly, the worst penalty I have ever seen. I don't even know if it's a penenka. I don't even know if you can call it a penenka. It's like he side-footed it / penenked it / tried going into the corner. It's genuinely the worst thing I've ever seen. I was questioning Bukayo. I was like, what on earth are you doing? This is a Champions League quarterfinal. You scored this goal. Arsenal are pretty much guaranteed through, and you're playing about. You're trying to chip Courtois. Chipping Courtois. Are you mental? But we're going to come back to that later on. I mean, after that, Arsenal went into a low block. Real Madrid had momentum. They were on the ball more. I'm not going to say momentum as in they were constantly attacking us. But they had the ball. They were trying to make things happen. But they just couldn't. Arteta sat back in a low block. You know that haram ball that everyone keeps talking about? Arteta set us up in that way. And they couldn't create anything. They couldn't sniff. And if they were whipping in crosses, thinking they had an actual target man up top, it made no sense. They were crossing in the ball where you have Mbappe in the box. He's not an aerial dominant player. You have Vinny in the box. Rodrigo, the only threat you could say in the box when it comes to crossing it in is Bellingham. But you got Saliba, Declan Rice, Partey, Kiwior, even Raya cross-claiming. You're not going to harm us. So I was comfortable. That was until Real Madrid had a penalty incident. And the reason why I say penalty incident, it was never a penalty, but the ref called straight penalty. It was an incident where Rice dragged down Kylian Mbappe. It was the softest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was so shocked that the ref instantly said penalty done. I'm like, what? Are you mad? You could even see the face on Declan Rice. You can tell when a player genuinely feels like they've been done wrong, and Declan Rice had that face. VAR took like 10 minutes to overturn that. It was literally one look and you can tell that it's not a penalty. VAR didn't even overturn it. They told the referee to look at the monitor. He looked at the monitor and said, "Hey, I messed up, man." But it felt like they really wanted Real Madrid to get that penalty. Thank God they didn't, by the way, because if they had a penalty and they scored it then, early in the game, things could have been a little bit dangerous. I mean, as the game is going on, Real Madrid are pretty much attacking us, you could say, but we're just locking them up. Declan Rice today, oh my God, he was everywhere. That's one of the best performances I've ever seen from a midfielder, from an 8, a box-to-box 8. He was everywhere. He was winning the ball. He was driving the ball up. He was linking up play. The way he was breaking up play was just immense. Yeah. £100 million bargain. Declan Rice, he cemented himself as an Arsenal legend already. And if Arsenal do go on to win this Champions League, Declan Rice will go down as an Arsenal legend instantly. But let's go on to the moment, the first goal of the game. Bukayo Saka gets the ball from Marino. He didn't chip Courtois for the penalty, so he chipped him again. The audacity of this guy to dink Courtois, perfectly lofted it over him into the corner. What a bloody goal that was. The football for that was brilliant. I think Odegaard's play for this one was amazing. Even Timber and Marino finding that pass. Marino again, bro, exceptional today. What a finish. And then he drops the celebration. He shushes the Bernabeu. He drops a little shoulder shrug, emulating Thierry Henry, essentially. Arsenal are now 1-0 up. We're comfy. No, we're not comfy. Saliba messes up straight away. Daviria passes to Saliba. Saliba doesn't look around. I don't think he even gets a man on, to be honest, so I'll give him that. And yeah, he gets dispossessed inside the box and Vinny just scores straight away. So that Bukayo Saka goal got cancelled as soon as we scored. Like within like a minute. I was literally half celebrating, and then next thing you know, I look up, the ball's in the back of our net and Vinny scored and he's celebrating. Problem, but then again, it's not the biggest problem because Bukayo Saka's goal kind of gave us that leeway. If Bukayo Saka didn't score and Madrid scored that goal, then there's an issue. If it's 3-1, it's an issue. But if it's 4-1, I was still calm. We were chilling. Madrid couldn't do anything. They were not a threat whatsoever. Like, genuinely, they were missing a Toni Kroos. I reckon if they had Toni Kroos on the pitch, Madrid would have been a problem. But they had no real creative outlet, and you could just see it. Game goes on, Arsenal are dominating, we're seeing Ole's on the pitch, the Real Madrid players look like they've given up, that remontada dream is gone, it's done, it's in the bin. But there's one more chance. Martinelli gets fed through in behind with, I think it was Garcia at the back, and left him for dead. This was old school Martinelli, yeah, in his prime, running in behind where there's space, gets the ball, drives, runs 30-40 yards and then places it perfectly into the corner like a proper striker. That's Martinelli in his element. That's Martinelli at his peak. And what a finish it was. What a goal it was. His overall performance this game. Hey, Martinelli recently, he's found his form and it's beautiful to see because he hasn't found his form in like a year or two. So in fact, it's refreshing to see him actually play proper football because I genuinely forgot how good he was. But these recent weeks, he stepped up. Bukayo Saka has stepped up. Marino has stepped up. Jurriën Timber has stepped up. Miles Lewis Skelly, 18 years old. Yeah, debut season, Champions League, quarterfinal against the holders, Real Madrid, and absolutely bosses them. Rodrigo, by the way, arguably the most overrated player I've seen. I know he's a very good player, but the fact that people were doing combined 11s before the game and then they were saying Rodrigo gets in over Bukayo Saka. Respects, man. Put some respect on my boy's name. But Rodrigo got locked up, and on the other side, you had Jurriën Timber absolutely disabling Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. didn't have a sniff. Jurriën Timber swept up everything. He didn't even let him get a cross off, without Timber intercepting. Even on the ball, Timber was brilliant. Honestly, the players were amazing. The one issue I have with this game, the one issue I have with a player is Thomas Partey. And it's nothing got to do with his footballing ability. I thought he was absolutely exceptional. Today, him and Declan Rice, they locked up that midfield. But, brother, why did you have to get a yellow card? Now you're banned against PSG. And who are we going to replace you with? Jorginho? I'm pretty sure he's injured. Is Declan Rice going to have to play in the 6 now, even though he's been relishing in the number 8 role, that box-to-box role. He's made that his role, but now we're going to have to potentially force him into the 6, maybe play Zinchenko in midfield, Lewis Skelly in midfield maybe. I think, honestly, I'd rather see Lewis Skelly, Rice and Odegaard midfield with Calafiori hopefully being back for that PSG game. That's the midfield I want to see. Partey, man, it was just so silly. You just didn't need to do it. But I'm not going to scrutinise you in terms of your performance because you were 10 out of 10. The game's done. Arsenal are now through to the Champions League semi-final. The first time since 2008. And if Arsenal do somehow go on to reach the final, to potentially even win the final, Mikel Arteta, does he surpass? Okay, surpassing Wenger's crazy, but would this be the greatest achievement in Arsenal's history? After Invincibles, I'd say yes, because we've never won it before, and if Arteta delivers it as his first major trophy, that is absolutely outrageous, and no one can question the journey, like saying it's a Mickey Mouse Champions League. We've had to beat Real Madrid, with an attack of Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappe, the 2 best left wingers in the world, Jude Bellingham, probably arguably the best midfielder in the world, with Rodrigo on the right, and let's not talk about all the guys behind them like Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Valverde. We had to get through them. Absolutely battered them 5-1. If we was to proceed past PSG, who are, let's be honest, one of the best teams in the world right now, with, again, probably the best attack in the world, up there with the Kylian Mbappes, with Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Desire Doué, Barcola, with the midfield of Vitinha, João Neves, Fabian Ruiz. Bro, they are unreal. If Arsenal somehow go past them as well. And then in the final, we're probably going to have to play Bayern Munich or Barcelona. Barcelona, who are probably playing the best team in the world right now in terms of like overall team. The football that they're playing is unreal. They've been sweeping everyone. If we do win the Champions League this season, it would go down as one of the greatest Champions League campaign. That's simple. It's simple because we're doing it with no striker. We're making do with no striker. If this is any other manager in Mikel Arteta's situation, they are flying out of that top 4 race. Probably mid-table, like where your Chelsea, not Chelsea's. I mean, they're doing okay, but like where your Manchester United are doing, where your Tottenham, the relegation battle. Come on, bruv. We're having the craziest injury crisis we've ever seen at the club, and we're second in the Premier League with only 3 losses in the league. And a potentially Champions League final if we get past PSG, which is absolutely unreal. Honestly, I hope that covers it all. If you did enjoy the video, if you do want more of these sorts of videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Let's get to 1k ASAP. Make sure you hit the like. It helps the video out, gets it pushed out through the algorithm. And let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, because I know if you're an Arsenal fan, you're excited. And if you're a rival fan, just give your props, man, or give your thoughts on, the game, because it's a really interesting game.